guys, it's Ryan and welcome to F1 2013, and this is the first F1 video on 2013 and I'm very excited about this. It's the start of the career mode series, and if you have not seen the announcement video, the team I will be doing, as you're going to see in a minute, obviously we have Marussia, Caterham, Toro Rosso, Force India, Williams, Sauber and Lotus available to us, but we have gone with the green and gold of Caterham. I'm going to be starting from obviously a slow team in Caterham. I was thinking of Marussia, but I thought I didn't really fancy the car, didn't look great in a T-cam. Between the two, I thought the Caterham had a better T-cam, so I picked that. So we got Charles Peake as our teammate, and we have obviously our email checking it through, and it's going to be a very nice weekend in Australia for us, so it's going to be nice. Then I'm just going to take you through the settings I'll be running for the series. We're going to be doing short weekend short qualifying. So every episode is going to be a 15-minute qualifying, and then the next episode will be the race itself live commentated on, as always. And there's the assists. I'll be running no assists whatsoever, and also Legend AI, which has been dramatically improved, we have been told. So as you can see, we've got a very lovely screen here of pictures of F1 over the course of this year, and obviously the news clips as well. As you can see there, anyone can check Vettel, and you can see we've been announced as the new member of the Caterham team, replacing Heikki Kovalainen in the team. It's a big risk, but Caterham have gone with this, so hopefully this shall be an interesting season for you guys on F1 2013. As we have now arrived from our very long flight, we're here at Albert Park in glorious sunshine here for the first qualifying of the career mode series, and our objective is 16th or above according to the team, but so it's going to be very, very hard to do in a slow car, and I've only had the game for about half an hour since I've recorded this, so it's going to be very interesting indeed there. So as you can see, the screen has been updated. As you can see, we have a view hot lap video there, which I think is very good. So if you are struggling to find a line or any braking, then use that. I would really recommend it. Onto the setup, and this I didn't really know what to do, so I've gone with a 4-4 3-3 I should say, yeah, 4-4 aerodynamics I've decided, and the brakes I'm just going to probably have a bit more on the front, so 51-49. The balance, I'm just going to probably do what I did for any race, 911 on the pad. And the suspension, the same as the last game, just to see what it is. And the gearbox, I think it was, I think this is 3 clicks, I think. Let's have a look, yep, 3 clicks to the right. Engine, obviously 4 laps for me. And then the alignment is the same as F1 2012 is, until we found something that's good on the tyres, because obviously this setup, the normal setup if you run 2012, after doing some testing, will ruin your tyres straight away. Obviously we've got tyre scaling, so once you see the next episode, that will be out as soon as possible, as we leave the garage now to start our first ever outlap in the Caterham in our career mode. This is just basically going to be just getting used to the game, getting used to the steering, the handling model, because it is changed again. For those that are wondering, I am on the Xbox controller pad for the time being, as I didn't really have time to set the wheel up and get the wheel settings ready for this live episode of the career mode. As we're going to take that corner very nicely there, hitting the apex there, turn 3. It's turn 3 or turn 4. It's one of the two. Yeah, so obviously this is not one of my favourite tracks. I find it very difficult to get right in some sections, particularly the last sector around here is very hard for me. In my past races around here, in the aerial races, and even in the career mode the last game when I was at Force India, so it's going to be interesting to see as we're coming out onto this back straight. And remember, with DRS, as you can see, there is no DRS popping up at this point, because on 2013 you're only allowed the DRS open in the DRS activation zones, and around here there's 2. One out of the final corner, and then one straight after the chicane in the first 2 corners. Well, turn 1 and 2, yeah. So we're going to come on now, start our first proper lap around here as we just drop into neutral for some reason. And we're going to come around the final corner now. We're going to try and hit that apex. We miss it a bit using the curves and plonking the DRS straight away down the straight here towards turn 1 here. As we're just going to brake at the 100 metre board as we normally do, and we just go a bit tad wise as we got someone ahead of us locking up. I believe that was Lewis Hamilton. It was. So we're going to come now and brake just before the 100 metre board, hitting into first gear again, missing that apex there. So we're going to lose a bit of time, and again going wide for that section. So we're going to lose a bit of time here than we normally do. But very nicely through there. So we're going to start the middle sector now, and we get a 29.1. I don't know if that's quick or not. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Going now to the next, this very difficult chicane. If you cut a bit, you will get a corner cut warning. So we're hitting that beautifully, that apex. Just a bit slight on the curve there, coming out of it onto this back straight, using about half the curves as we see Vettel setting the fastest lap of the race. Oh, not fastest lap of the race, well, I'm thinking it's qualifying. There, as we miss the apex yet again of that chicane, as we're only half a second down on Vettel, which is pretty impressive, I must say. Caterham have done a very nice job over winter testing. Yeah, as Rosberg has just set a 24.8 there, which is pretty competitive. Taking that in 5th gear then, so we're going to be coming now towards the final 2 corners, locking it up and going extremely wide there. Very wide, as we're going to lose a chunk of time. And as you're going to see by the time, we've already gone slower than Rosberg. There, as we've got, who's that? We've got Sergio Perez behind in the McLaren. As we are in 9th place, 3.2 seconds off the pace. Wow. They have done a lot of improvements on the career mode with the cars. If you're in a slow cars, we're going to let Sergio through in the McLaren, so that is do his lap. So this is going to be the in lap. I'm just going to be conserving the tyres, obviously, with the concern of tyre wear around here. If it's going to be the same as it was in real life, then I'm going to be concerned. There as Alonso goes quickest as we let Lewis Hamilton through, and Perez lets us through for some reason. So that's a bit weird from Sergio there. As we're just going to be slowing it down, saving a bit of fuel, not to run out. There, so this episode will have the first interactive feature of the series, which I'm going to explain. Depending on where we finish in this race, because I've got a couple of scenarios, but it obviously depends where we finish in qualifying here, as we take that very nicely. But this is obviously an in-lap here. So Australia then, Albert Park, it's a very nice track. It's hosted every opening round of the championship apart from, since it's been on the calendar, apart from one, which was Bahrain in 2006, when Australia, I think it was Melbourne, hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2006 during the time of the Australian Grand Prix. So they moved it across, and Bahrain hosted the first round as we got to enter the pits. There, the cockpit cam looks very nice as we're just going to tilt the cameras, look at the different views. Looks very nice, and you look on the left and you can see the sunshine going through the pit, the barriers, gleaming sunshine. It looks brilliant, and the graphics look amazing as well. The lighting has improved out off the track. It looks very nice as well with the graphics. And we're just going to go into the garage. It's the same as last year, cinematics. So just going to go back in now. Get that engine on there. So if you're new to the game, I would really recommend look at that, 4 laps of options there. Finally, we're just going to check this timing screens. There's been 19th with the fastest, slowest car, which is great. We're ahead of Jules Bianchi, 6 tenths ahead of him, and obviously our teammate and Max Chilton. As I'm just going to quickly just drop that down to 4 laps as always, and head back out onto the track for our second run. As our engineer gives us the thumbs up to go, and I really love the sound the engine makes when you're coming out the pits like that. It's like, like your car has been turned on, which is very nice. As we're leaving the garage now, again for our second lap, we're going to go straight to standard, as we're going to try and burn some fuel. Just going to check if anyone's behind, and there's no one behind, so we're going to continue our merry ways. And there, so obviously Caterham, they came back to the sport as Lotus, or Team Lotus, in 2010, and then obviously they became, they dropped the Lotus name and they became Caterham. And they've done okay since coming back. I mean, they had obviously Heikki Kovalainen, who had the experience of being in the top team, like Renault, obviously now it's Lotus, and obviously McLaren's the big one. So they've done pretty well, and they've got Charles Peak as well, the young Frenchman who's done pretty well on occasions. And obviously they want to beat Marussia and get that extra money for finishing in that lucrative 10th place in the Constructors' Championship. So from what I've seen so far, we're going to try and get ahead of the Marussias, and obviously our teammate for this for our first race. As you can see, very difficult to get that right, that chicane. The setup is a lot different. You can't run 1-1, 1-1, 11-11 and all that around here. And we're going to just drop it down to Rich to start our second run, as Alonso is the fastest man so far with the 24.6. So we're going to try and, as we're going to just back off a bit, just to give some space. And so we don't get a penalty here. So we're coming out to start our second lap here, as we get a very good exit using all the rest of our curves and the DRS as well, as it's been now applied for us on this main straight. Coming on here, so we've got a 24.6 to beat to get pole position, but I don't think we're going to get that. I'm going to hit that. Nearly hitting that curve, but we went a bit too wide there, taking a bit of the AstroTurf there, but I think we're okay there. Now coming towards turn 3, got to brake at the 100-meter board, got to lock it up a bit and nicely hitting that apex brilliantly, giving us a bit more cornering into this next corner, getting that done nicely. Coming now to start the start of the second sector, the middle sector around here, and we're up by a 1/10.5, which is great. It's a good start to the lap for us, but the only problem is we can't tell how many seconds we're behind Alonso, because there is a bug with the game where it doesn't display the sector times, it just shows the final sector time. As he really cut that corner a bit, so I do apologise there to you all, so I'm very sorry about that. As we're coming out onto the back straight once again, as we're going to go left, right. So now we're coming on into the final sector. We lost time there as with that corner cut, so I went off the accelerator to give back time that I gained through that corner cut. So are we going to improve on this lap? Going to brake there, taking it in second gear, then dropping it to first. We're going to drop it into fourth to reduce traction and tyre wear and run our merry ways. And is this going to be quicker? Is this going to be a 26? No, it's a 27 flat, but we've moved up to 19th place with the highest ranked slow car out of the Caterhams and the Marussias, beating Jules Bianchi by 1.5 seconds, which is really good on our team's perspective. But I think we can hopefully get a bit quicker, I think. So basically the in lap again, drop it to lean. We've got less than 4.5 minutes remaining here of qualifying for the first episode of career mode. As you see, who's that? It's a Force India, that's Adrian Suto, who's back in the sport. Which is good there, but we lose all the time. We lost a second in the first sector there on that last run, so we need to think about. I think we're equal in the middle sector for most of the cars. So we have the aerodynamic, the speed package, but I don't think we've got the aero and the stability of the car to get us around the other two sectors. So we need to think about when we come to upgrades, then we'll probably be focusing on more aerodynamics more than the gearbox and stuff like that. So we get past Hamilton there, so some debris on the track there, so we're lucky to not lose any of our wing. And we're going to head back into the pits now and do it nicely and just drop it down to first gear. So the sun there, gleaming here in Albert Park, Australia. But I hope you guys are enjoying this live commentary here, as we just park up at the garage again for the second time. And our engineers there, you can see the car looks very nice. It's gleaming in the sunshine, which is good to see. As if you didn't notice as well, on the helmet you can actually see the reflection of the clouds in the sky, which I think is pretty cool. It wasn't on that a lot on 2012, but on here we've done a lot more on the graphics side of things. And we're going to put one more stack of options on. We have 2 minutes 50 remaining, and we make a tweak to the setup possibly, hopefully to gain a bit more time. So we're just going to show in here. What I normally do when qualifying in anything is I wait till 2 minutes and then head out, because I would like to be the last car on the grid. Don't want to get held up in traffic as well, because that's probably the one problem I'm going to be encountering this season in the career mode. So just taking through the timesheets, as you can see, we're only less than a tenth off Daniel Ricciardo's time, which is pretty good for a team like us and Toro Rosso, who are up there normally fighting for points. So that's really promising for the Caterham boys there. So we're about 3 attempts off our required target of 16th place, so we're going to try and get there, fingers crossed, and attempt to get our challenge target, but it will be a hell of a task there, as we have our final 2-minute warning, which means I'll be heading out onto the track. As we can see there, a McLaren has just gone past, or was it a Lotus? I'm not entirely sure. There, so we head out now for our final run. Drop it straight to lean because we've tactically gone to 3 laps of fuel. This is what I normally do in any qualifying online or a career mode or just a Grand Prix mode. On my last run with like 2 minutes to go, I'd just drop it to 3 laps because 1, it's really an out lap and then your qualifying lap and that's it. So you don't need to do an in lap. And the car is very light as well, so you can really push, try to hit those apexes nicely, be a bit more aggressive in the flat sections, and hopefully be quicker. So we need to be worried about time as well. We've only got 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, so this is going to be very close towards the end here. So we need to be very careful. We don't need to worry about the car behind. That's our teammate Charles Peake, because I think we're about 2 seconds quicker than him at this stage. So all we're doing now is just getting around, making sure that we have the time to get and do another lap. I think we will comfortably. We've got 40 seconds left and we're in the final sector now. And now we're going to drop it into Rich now, burning that fuel, getting it down to 2 laps, which it has done now, which is good. So now we're going to be coming now towards our final run, as we've got 16 seconds remaining. So it's a tight one, but we've got comfortably across the line as we've got the DRS now open, and using the full bars of KERS to set a lap with 5 seconds remaining. So are we going to go quicker, guys, on this lap? We're going to find out now, as we're going to take that nicely through turn 1 and 2. There. Use a tiny bit of KERS there, about 1/10 of KERS. Hitting that apex lovely there, which is great to see. And that again, very good corner. Have we gone quicker or have we gone slower? That is the question we need to find out. Going into the first sector split, and we're down only just though, which we'll just take it for now. So we're coming now into the next chicane, the second chicane on the track. Oh, well, the first part of the chicane. And again, lovely corner there, apex nicely. I think I might have not used KERS. I might have used KERS a bit too late there, because normally out of that corner I get straight on the KERS, and as you can see, we're still down, but I think we're about slightly quicker. And there, we're just going too wide, and that's the lap over. Really, not really gonna. We're still gonna push, but disappointing there. A bit of a track extension there, which is a shame. But this will be slower this time by, as we missed the apex again of that again. And we take a nice. This is all practice ready for the race. Just trying to get the right lines and stuff. So, what's this time going to be? It won't be faster. It'll probably be a high 27, is it? It's a mid 27 there. And that's it. That's the first qualifying. We finish in 19th place. The quickest of the slower cars, which is good. And we're not that far off as well, off the Toro Rossos and the Williams cars, which I'm very surprised about, and really good as well. So we could be challenging here for maybe we could try a top 10 finish, but anything in 15th or 13th to 15th will probably be a good target for me. As you can see, the order on the option tyres here, the runners there. So yeah, so Alonso was the fastest of them all, with Kimi Räikkönen in 2nd place, with Nico Rosberg and Hamilton in 3rd and 4th place. Massa 5th place for him, a great job, and the world champions Vettel in 6th position, which is pretty disappointing for Sebastian Vettel. Right, the next interactive thing for you guys is, what tyre do you want me to be on for the race? Would you want to be on starting on the options or on the prime tyre, the white compound tyre? Please let me know in the comments below, and if this video hits 10 likes, the next episode will be out straight away. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you for race day. I hope you guys have a great day, and I shall see you soon. Take care.